Hello and welcome to another episode of Raw Politics. Today, I would like us to talk about one Senator Gloria Orwoba. Gloria Orwoba was nominated by UDA, but she has found herself not only being expelled from the party, but also seeing her position being declared vacant by none other than the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Amason Jeffer King. Now, what is going on? And is this gamble going to pay for Gloria? It's a political gamble, in my opinion. What we want to look into is whether it will pay back. Because for every gamble, there is an expectation. If that is something you're keen on, stay tuned. And if you're watching for the first time, take a moment, subscribe to the channel so that when we produce videos of this nature, you will be notified. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the opportunity of sharing a platform with Gloria. During that meeting, it was a one-time thing, by the way, and this was sometime before the election of President Ruto. Gloria was one of the people who would go from one media station to the other to articulate the vision of the then candidate William Ruto, and also to deal with the propaganda that was coming from Azimio against the president. Through this, Gloria developed serious connections, and these connections, as you know, in politics, got her nominated. Gloria was just like any other nominated woman out there into the Senate, but then she came to the public when she accused the leadership of the Senate of harassment and solicitation and many other things. After back and forth, the Senate ruled that Gloria made these allegations without the ability to substantiate any, and for that reason, she was penalized. The Senate ruled that she was suspended for a period of 6 months. You know, according to parliamentary rules, if you miss house sitting for a given number of time, you automatically lose your seat. And 6 months was such a long time that by default, Gloria Orwoba would have lost her seat. So she went to court, a few things here and there. Eventually, this matter of her being suspended went quiet, but Gloria didn't go quiet, because within that, within some period, it was a matter of she is not in the country. She is with some politician from another country. They are involved romantically, but that is beyond the scope of raw politics. So in raw politics, we will just focus on the political side of the things that happened. Her personal life is beyond the scope of our channel. So after she came back from Ghana or wherever it was, Gloria was told to apologize. I think Senate accepted to bring her back, but they had prescribed for her an apology. She was supposed to read that apology verbatim to be re-accepted back into Senate. As you know, Gloria did not take that lightly, and she threw drama and tantrums here and there, but eventually she read the prescribed apology, after which she was readmitted into Senate. We thought that Gloria now would focus on doing whatever her work at the Senate was, but she made a political decision. This political decision was that she wants to be elected. Okay? She is not very comfortable being a nominated senator, because mostly the nominated members of parliament or MCAs don't have equal say as the ones that are elected. In some cases, they are not even allowed to vote on certain issues because they do not literally represent specific constituency. I think this is where she now started attacking the policies of UDA, becoming very vocal. Later, she went and welcomed Matiang'i and moved with Matiang'i across the Gusii land. UDA didn't take this kindly, because, you know, Matiang'i is vying to remove Ruto from power. Matiang'i is vying to ensure UDA is not the ruling party. And if one of your members, somebody that you've nominated, because remember, a nominated member of parliament is different from an elected member of parliament, because an elected member of parliament is getting their mandate from the people. As a nominated member, you are there to represent the party. So that is why you are nominated in most cases. Even if you are nominated to represent the youth, it is courtesy of a political party. If it was not for that political party, you wouldn't be there, because nobody from the ground actually gave you the mandate so that you could represent them. So even if you are representing the youth, if you are representing the women, whether you are there to represent the old people, which is not existent, but whatever it is that you are nominated to represent, you must owe absolute loyalty to the nominating authority, in this case, the political party. And by Kenyan standard, the political party is equivalent to the party leader. So if you are opposing William Ruto and his party has nominated you into Senate, then it is only fair that you are let free so that you can do whatever it is you feel that is important. Orwoba did not stop at just moving with Matiang'i, no. Orwoba went to Spice FM, one of the radio stations, and one of the very interesting political shows in the morning, and said, and I quote, UDA is no longer the party that represents my ideals, what I stand for, what I believe in, and if elections were to be called today, I will not vote for UDA. Orwoba had made it very clear that she was done with the party and the party leader. And so the party went ahead and expelled her. But as usual, politicians in Kenya want to have their cake and eat it. You remember when Rigathi would move from one place to the other, calling Ruto all names, describing the government of President Ruto as a failed one, yet still insist that he had to serve as Ruto's DP. Remember, you don't trust your boss. He is the worst person you've ever seen. You are moving across the country, across the region, inciting people against the government. Even being sad that Gen Zs did not succeed overthrowing him, but at the same time you insist that you need to be allowed to continue serving in that government. Politicians are persuaded that they can have their cake and eat it. They can have it both ways. And that is what Orwoba also believed in. She believed that she can attack UDA, she can attack the president, she can disagree with the policies of the party, but she can't be removed from a position which is courtesy of the party. So that was her belief. I think she did not and she underestimated the people she was dealing with, because after she was expelled, she went to court. The court dismissed her application. Kingi declared her position vacant. And even though now she went to court again and got some orders, it is what some lawyers will tell you, it is overtaken by events, because already there is a Gazette notice that declares that she's no longer the senator. Nominated senator of UDA. It's like Rigathi going to court to complain about impeachment, yet already he is impeached and somebody else took over the position of the deputy president. Those are things that are considered overtaken by event. But that is not the point of this video. I was just giving you the brief to understand how Senator Orwoba found herself where she is today. What we need to answer here is, now that she decided she would want to get elected, and she believes that attacking UDA and attacking Ruto was the best way, will it pay? This is where I say it is 50-50. Because Orwoba's strategy is simple. Do what Anthony Kibagendi did. Anthony Kibagendi was a young man working in the office of the deputy president, today President Ruto, and then he wanted to be an MP. Went and found out that the constituency he wanted to contest in was mostly an ODM zone. So what did he do? He abandoned Ruto, joined Raila, started criticizing Ruto, praising Raila, and was elected. And so I think Orwoba also wants to use the same strategy, even though she had a position courtesy of President Ruto. She wants to go against Ruto, because her belief is that maybe Kisses are not going to be pro-Ruto moving forward. Will it work? I'm saying 50-50 because her entire strategy depends on Matiang'i vying. And if her strategy depends on Matiang'i vying, then Matiang'i has to be on the ballot, and not only that, Matiang'i must be having a Kisii party, because then she can now ride on the euphoria on the ground and get elected to whatever position she wants, because she would be seen as the first people who stood by Matiang'i. But if Matiang'i is not going to vie, then her dream is dead, because she will either have to go to ODM or come back to UDA or whichever political party that will be popular in Kisii land by 2027. The challenge is, if there is no person, there is no godfather on whose coat she will hang, then things become very difficult for the likes of Gloria Orwoba. For Kibagendi, he took advantage of Azimio wave and ODM wave in his constituency, and they won. For Orwoba, she wants to ride on Matiang'i's court. So Matiang'i must be on the ballot. And if Matiang'i is not going to be on the ballot, things are going to be difficult for Orwoba. That is why I'm saying, if you asked me, I don't think that she made the wisest move. And I don't want to claim that I have monopoly on what political on the best political moves people should take. However, this is what I would have done. If I feel that I need to be an elected leader, then I would focus on doing visible things. Even as a nominated senator, there are things you can do. You remember Orwoba was all over promoting advocating for free sanitary pads for girl children. That is something that is important, even though the orthodox manner in which she was pushing it did not go well with some people, and the Senate didn't like her approach of going to the house with stained cloth. However, that is something that she could rely on, because people would be like, this is a lady who has fought for us, who has been fighting for the women right, and etc. She could have done also several bills and make them popular, so that people see that if this is what she could do as a nominated leader, what about if this person was given a chance? And I'm not creating this from, I'm not giving you just a theory or something that has not happened. Remember Sakaja. Sakaja, when he was nominated into National Assembly, Sakaja led by coming up with propositions, one of which was setting 30% of all procurement for businesses that are owned by women, people with disability, and youth. So you see, he did something that people could relate with, and so when he vied for senator, it was very easy to give Sakaja a listening ear and be elected. So there are people who have been nominated and then they went ahead and got elected because of what they did with that nomination. Gloria chose drama, and in my opinion, she bit more than she could chew, and the expectation that she could use the judiciary to help her have a cake, or have it both ways, where she is opposed to UDA in everything and the president in everything, but at the same time still earning salary courtesy of UDA. I think she just underestimated whoever she was dealing with, or overestimated her prowess, politically speaking. So in my opinion, she would have done better. She would have just concentrated on doing things that were going to relate with the people of Kisii, especially the constituencies she wanted to represent. And by the time we reached 2026 or as we approach elections, then she can make a move. That is what you do. If you find that the political party you are going to that is popular in your area is not UDA, it is understandable to move to another political party. But then on what grounds? You need also something that you've done that people look at it and they're saying, Gloria did this and this and this, let us give her a chance to represent us. Not just being vocal against the government, going the route of Rigathi, of just opposing, saying Ruto must go, we want him out, we will tell you our agenda later. That one won't work. That is just my opinion. What do you think about Gloria, ladies and gentlemen? Did she make a nice move in your opinion? Is this going to reward her? Let me hear what your opinions are. If you found value in this video, drop a like and share it with friends. Otherwise, if you want to know whether Raila Odinga is comfortable in the broad-based government, watch this video.